Well, mine kind of happened. Well, a lot of stuff. This is just sort of a quick rambling on a little bit. Reactions video to Minecon 2016. Oh, that's interesting. Wait, oh, I was about to say how to jump didn't work backwards, but, okay, I guess it sort of does. Okay, interesting. Um, so, yeah, I thought it was pretty nice for the most part. Um, there was, some good. My head is crazy there because my fan got on the what's it called, that's a bug right there on the trackpad. But anyway, we now know that the 1.11 update for Minecraft Java is going to be called the Exploration Update. So that's interesting. There's going to be a new villager career, presumably. I mean, the number's changing. We don't know if it's going up or down, but I would assume it's going up. I mean, come on. They're not going to remove any villager professions, so it's pretty much 100% safe to assume, or 99% safe to assume, that they're adding more villager professions. And I'm going to guess that they're going to be added to that green villager that has been re-added into 1.11 snapshots, but currently has no use. And also, the console editions are getting everything in 1.10 minus husks, strays, and structure blocks. There might be something else missing, but possibly the mesa, the mineshafts and mesas things. I don't know about that one. We'll just have to see. But all that stuff's being added along with Frostwalker mending banners, and that might be it. I'm trying to think of something else. Not sure. Oh yeah, beetroots. Beetroots are being added. So yeah. No 1.9 combat stuff or end editions or things like that. And still no command blocks, of course. They're still working on that. No news in any new mini games. They can't really talk about that, but they have said that they are planning to make more. They can't comment on whether or not Minecraft console is coming to the 3DS or the NX. They don't even really know what the NX is yet. I mean, do any of us know what the NX is yet? I mean, depending on when you watch this video, a lot of you might know, but while I'm making this video, nobody seems to know. So, I missed the Minecraft Pocket Edition part that was on the Beam live stream. I was watching the YouTube lives and Twitch live streams for the most part, which I think those two were pretty much just the same. I noticed that the Twitch one was had less latency, less delay on the video. So that was interesting. Just a little observation, completely out of nowhere. What else? The console editions. They've said that they don't intend to add chat or to console editions. That's their current plan because they want to keep their sort of moniker of the most kid-friendly Minecraft edition, and possibly also because it's really hard to type on it with a controller unless you have one of those keyboard attachments, and even then, like those keys are tiny. Those little buttons are really tiny. You know. I'm sure they could work out something for chat. Maybe if they try. Okay, who am I kidding? If you create a filter, if you create a blacklist for words, you'll just, people will find ways around it. And if you create a whitelist, yeah, it'll be just a pain to talk. I mean, I wouldn't mind a whitelist. I mean, I dealt with that back when I was playing Lego Universe. Oh, those were the days. But yeah, they're not adding it unless they change their mind. As for console edition exclusives, aside from massive packs and the mini games or stuff, which are really just sort of there to satisfy the people because they haven't been able to add command blocks or structure blocks or anything like that yet, they want to add world, they would like to add world exporting and importing and stuff like that. Sharing worlds with friends, but they have to. They don't want to add it to just the Xbox ones, or just the PlayStation ones, or just the Wii and / Nintendo consoles. And so they want to work it out with all of the uh, their partners, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, and all that stuff, before they wind up adding it. So don't expect that to be coming anytime too soon. As for command blocks, as pretty much, I guess, I'm sure most people had this figured, but they keep on wanting to add them and stuff, but they're having trouble trying to figure out how do you make command blocks easy to use and stuff, and make them fit in with console. Like, how do you design a GUI for command blocks? They found out how to make a GUI for banners, but they also stated that Fireworks will eventually use the same kind of thing as that the banners have done, with having a separate tab on the crafting interface, which is interesting and neat. I think the banner crafting system they've developed is the best they could do in console. As for dual wielding, it will eventually come, along with the Minecraft 1.9 combat changes, and people kept a bunch of people kept asking, oh, is this going to be added? Is this going to be added for Minecraft Java Edition? Pretty much, if it's not command blocks, structure blocks, or yet or stuff like that, the answer is always going to be like yes, eventually. Maybe not soon, but yes, eventually. I mean, those questions are kind of pointless. But we basically got confirmations that yes, pretty much anything that is in Java Edition will be wind up in Console Edition eventually, if there's not some limitation due to restrictions of consoles due to the things about Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, or things like the chat thing. So there's going to be a new mass-up pack about Chinese mythology, so that's pretty neat. So that'll be interesting, but not nearly as interesting as when add-ons come. Now, as for add-ons coming to console, well, they haven't said much on that. I don't know what the status of that is. I have no idea. As for Realms, they said, it's pretty much the same answer as the thing with world sharing, and the same answer again for pretty much anything like player-hosted servers. Pretty much all those questions just wind up having the same answers over and over again. A lot of questions wind up having pretty redundant answers, Yeah, that's there wasn't really that much new information. I mean, there was a bunch of confirmations of things you could pretty much guess by yourself concerning the console editions, and obviously the news about the update that's coming, which some people were thinking it was going to be the big 1.9 and 1.10 all rolled into one super update. Some people thought it was going to be 1.9, but it turned out to be most of 1.10 and a couple things from 1.9. So yeah, it's one of those kind of updates. So it also added banners to finish up the 1.8 update. So, well, okay, minus barriers, and they said they haven't added barriers apparently because they haven't really they didn't really think they were necessary at the time, and I guess perhaps they like asked, is there a demand for banners? And like the person asking said, yes, there's a demand. So maybe we'll see banners soon, maybe. But yeah, they're pretty much the answers to all our questions were, well, we'll have to talk to like our partners about that. We've wanted to add it, but there's technical limitations, so maybe eventually one day, yada yada yada. All skin, we have custom skins, pretty much the same stuff over and over again. So yeah, not much news there. As I think I said already, I missed the Pocket Edition stream, so I don't really know anything new about the add-ons other than what they showed in that little trailer in the opening ceremony. I think it was in the opening ceremony, but ooh boy, I cannot wait. Cannot wait to fry them chickens. It is going to be fun to play with those. I think in the 0.16 betas, they're already partially implemented, so that's interesting. They don't quite work yet, but really, well, I mean, they kind of work, but enough. You can't do everything, I don't think. In your first release, they're going to be mostly just changing entities. In the future, you'll be able to change blocks, and they plan for you to be able to add in entirely new blocks and entities, and presumably items as well, from what I've heard in the past announcements of add-ons and stuff we've heard today and all that stuff. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to day 2 of Minecon. Hopefully the Pocket Editions thing will be uploaded soon. I might make a quick recap, more professional video on the Minecon stuff once Minecon is over. And possibly after the next betas for 0.16 and the snapshot for 1.11 comes out, because then all the big stuff will have happened and it'll be easy to summarize pretty much everything. But yeah, I think October 8th or 18th, I think, is the date that the console update is coming out, and October 18th is the date that the Pocket Edition 0.16 update is coming. So get hyped! Commands, the Wither, and Elder Guardians, all that stuff are coming. Hopefully tomorrow in the Q&A with the Minecraft Java Edition developers, we'll get some news on whether things like tipping arrows and cauldrons and other Minecraft Pocket Edition stuff will be ported over to the Java Edition, and other questions I've been hoping will be answered, like it might have been answered on the Pocket Editions thing that I missed, but whether or not it is 100% confirmed that they're bringing Pocket Edition or MCPE to macOS, because oh yeah, I think I forgot about this. They in the VR panel, they stated that before they brought Minecraft to other VR platforms that were non-Oculus, like HTC Vive or Google Dream, stuff like that, they didn't name anything in specific, but that's kind of the only two I can think of at the moment, aside from PlayStation VR. And you can't really, I mean, with the whole thing about console, that the console editions are separate from Windows 10 edition and the MCPE stuff, and you know, the whole thing about we want the console editions to have features, you know, be equal and all that stuff that 4J said. But anyway, they said that they want Minecraft VR to be more polished, and once it's polished, that's when they'll start working on trying to get it onto other platforms. And they compared it to how the Xbox 360 edition was the only console Minecraft for a long time, until, you know, presumably, I guess it was polished, and that's when Xbox One, PS4, PS3, and PS Vita all happened, and then soon after Wii U happened. As for the console editions coming due to 3DS and NX, the 4J developers stated that they can't talk about anything concerning the 3DS right now, which, you know, you might take that as meaning, oh, well, they don't know. They don't really know, or that they're currently in talks with it, and they're not allowed to talk about it. Which, you know, it would be kind of cool for the latter one. I mean, that'd be really neat to have Minecraft on more than one handheld console. And as for the NX, they don't know what it is any more than we do, so they can't really can't really speak on it yet at all. Much less than the 3DS edition. If there's going to be 3DS edition. And the VR one, they talked a whole bunch about like the difficulties of bringing Minecraft into VR and all the settings and customization options there are for how immersive or how comfortable you want to feel, and all the things they did. It was really interesting from a game design perspective. It was really interesting to hear all that. I really look forward to the day in the far future when I am able to play Minecraft in VR. Again, there were some kind of silly questions like, "Oh, when's it gonna come out?" Like, it's already out, they say. Like, some questions were just pretty much wasting time, you know. But that you can sort of expect that in any Q&A. Someone's gonna ask a question that isn't really important. So yeah. What else? Oh yeah, what I was trying to get on to about earlier, I kind of forgot. With the whole thing about the VR edition, probably eventually coming to HTC Vive, Google Daydream, and stuff like that. They said they want it to put it on all the VR platforms they can. They will. Sorry, they will. What am I saying? Earlier, I don't know if I've talked about this in a video. I probably haven't, but in the first 0.16.0 beta version, some people found some little placeholder pictures in the APK file for Minecraft Pocket Edition, and they discovered, well, three things. Two were like really goofy looking placeholder images for the realms, 2-person, and 10, or was it, I think it was 10-person? Was it 2-person, or is it 8-person? I think it was 10-person, maybe. Don't take my word for that. It might have been 6 or 8. I don't remember. But basically for the Minecraft Realm subscriptions and the new store GUI and stuff like that. But the other one was a picture, was the Minecraft Windows 10 Edition logo with the Windows 10 scribbled out and replaced with the words OS X. And the fact that it's they seem to, from what I have gathered, that seems to have been unintentional that they left those placeholder images in there. So it's quite possible that if there's a placeholder image for a Minecraft OS X edition, that kind of pretty much implies that they are currently working on bringing MCPE to macOS. It's not called OS X anymore. So that placeholder image might actually be a little old, which means they might have been working on it for some time now. And speaking of which, Minecraft Education Edition is going to be fully released, so that schools can buy it, and that edition is already available for macOS. So, judging by the fact that it also had commands before Minecraft Pocket Edition, I'm pretty sure that fairly soon, macOS is going to get the Minecraft C++ edition. So look forward to that. As for Linux, we have no clue whatsoever. We don't know. I would assume that it will come to Linux eventually, but seeing as that the Linux players are pretty few in number compared to like all the other players on Windows, and even Mac is fairly low compared to Windows, and then those numbers are of course really low compared to the Android and iOS numbers for like Pocket Edition and stuff. So I wouldn't expect Linux, the Linux edition. What are they gonna call it? I don't know. They might just, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna call them anymore. But a Linux edition probably won't happen too soon. Maybe late 2017. I mean, he's nodding. That's just a completely random, out of nowhere guess by me, judging on how long it takes to develop stuff. Late 2017 sounds reasonable, but it could be as far as 2019. Wow, 2019. I say that like it's, not that far away, but wow, 2019. Huh. Who knows what things are going to be like in 2019. But, yeah. So that's interesting. Oh, yeah, another thing. The console developers, when asked about like cross-platform play between Windows 10 Edition, Pocket Edition, like between MCPE, Java, and console editions, they said that, well, that would be really hard, and that all the Minecraft teams would have to work together to try and get that to work. And yeah, that's no surprise. There's a lot of things that will like kind of hinder that idea. For one, like, I think that in almost all ways, if one of this is going to be able to play with the other, they're going to have the same features in game. So, Java Edition has command blocks and structure blocks, and console editions don't. So, for cross-platform play to happen, I think they'll probably want to add those first, or else it's going to be kind of a sort of half compatibility, and I think they probably don't want to do it until it's really working well, if they do it. But yeah, that's kind of the state of things. Um, so basically, I enjoyed Minecon day 1 in 2016. I look forward to what will be coming in the next day. The costume competition was kind of fun to watch. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I'll probably make a more professional video. This little ramble has gone on for like 20 minutes now, so I should probably stop. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Get hyped for add-ons in Minecraft Pocket Edition and all the neat stuff. And hope that official server software will be released to the public for Minecraft Pocket Edition, and also that tipping like arrows in cauldrons, and putting potions in cauldrons will come to Java Edition, and all those other neat features that are Pocket Edition exclusive and stuff. And hopefully also that add-ons will come to Java Edition. Just hope for all the good stuff basically. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. I am tired. Good night.